What's going on, folks? Welcome to Home and Car R&R, and today I'm going to be working on my 2001 Nissan Maxima. And what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you how to test your crankshaft position sensor. Now, your crankshaft position sensor isn't hard to get to, and it doesn't require any special tools to access it, but is located on the oil pan or on the bottom side of the engine behind a splash guard of the passenger side, but we'll get to that in a minute. So the sensor itself, it consists of a permanent magnet, a core, and a coil. And when the engine is running, the gap between the magnet in the sensor and the moving crankshaft is constantly changing because the crankshaft is rotating. So when the engine is running, the crankshaft, which is located in the engine, is rotating, and the sensor is fixed to its permanent spot on the outside of the engine. So as the crankshaft rotates, it rotates closer to the sensor, and then it rotates away from the sensor, and it constantly does this. Well, that constant changing in the proximity of the crankshaft to the magnets in the sensor, it creates an electrical voltage which is fed to the ECM, or the brain of the car, to help identify where in the rotation cycle is the crankshaft. And this is important because their computer uses that information to help sync the timing of the fuel injectors and the firing of the spark plugs, all to make your car burn efficiently and run as smoothly as possible. So when your car timing is off, or if the crankshaft position sensor is failing, you might get a rough idle or a strained engine sound, or your car might sputter or ride hard, or you could even misfire, or you even produce the P03365 error code. But that's what we're going to address today, so let's get into this video. And there you have it, the crankshaft positioning sensor. So now I'm going to test it to see how it reads as far as its resistance across those two terminals. Now I'm going to turn on my multimeter, and I'm going to measure ohms. The factory service manual says the resistance between these two terminals should be somewhere between 470 and 570 ohms at 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, this is Las Vegas in the summer, and right now it's about 90 degrees, so I have no idea what it's going to measure, but we're going to make the measurement anyway. First thing I want to do is make sure the multimeter is zeroed. There we go. And I can't get in here, so I'm going to need some extra cable adapters. As you can see, it reads 564 ohms. It says K ohms, but this is 0.564, so it's not kilo ohms. The setting is in kilo ohms, but it's reading ohms. So 564 ohms, which puts it right in spec. So that tells me that the crankshaft positioning sensor is functional, and I can move on to something else. Reinstallation works just the opposite of this assembly. Bolt it in, make sure you don't bolt it on too tight. I'm going to put the torque specs below, and then connect the sensor, then put your tire back on, make sure everything's tight, put all your lug nuts on, make sure that's good, and then lower the car. I hope this video helped you. If so, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can see more about how you can save money by doing things yourself. Have a good one.